Just for the editing.
You can hit it.
Did you hit the?
Oh, I got you. Key.
He's got to.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Good evening, good evening, good evening. My name is Richard Lewis Brown. We are Local 1000. Today is August 18th, 2021. Tonight, Local 1000 listens, you see the ear? Listens to you. Local 1000. That's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. It's going to be a fun evening, very exciting. We'll allow people to call in, make comments about the union, maybe ask me a question, maybe just talk a little bit. Hopefully everyone can keep their comments or questions to 2 minutes or less. I'm excited. Let's get it going this evening, August 18th, 2021, Local 1000, we're in the house. Let's get started. David Mantanga. Come on, David.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, great. I have a question. There was an initiative filed by Timothy Draper. This is an attempt to take over, strip us of our union contract, and also go after our collective bargaining. They tried to do this, and they did this in Wisconsin, and they tried this in Ohio. We stopped it in Ohio, but this individual is going to go after our pension and go after our collective bargaining, not just us, all public employees, including the county, the city, school districts, USC and all. What I need to know, do we have a plan? I know in past when we did do something like this, we had coalitions with other unions. When I went to Ohio, I went with the County Federation of Labor. There was a whole bunch of us that went from different parts of the unions, private, but we had public employees, we had students, all to fight this initiative. So I was wondering, are we going to join a coalition like that if this comes into play?
Okay, David Mantanga.
Mm-hmm.
That is a great question. And let me be here to say to you loud and clear, on August 18th, 2021, Local 1000 isn't going anywhere. No one will take out Local 1000. Let me say it for you again. Local 1000 is here to stay forever and forever and forever, into perpetuity. Tim Draper, Frankenstein, Dracula, bring them.
Okay.
We'll fight these people. We'll listen to me on this. Hold on, let me finish. We're going to fight these people. Will we be part of a coalition? Absolutely, we'll be part of a coalition. Do we have a plan? You better believe we have a plan. Have I said this plan on Facebook Live so everyone can hear it, so the enemies can hear it, so they can defeat us? Absolutely not. We're a public sector union, the #1 union in the state of California. We're not going anywhere. Draper, if you're watching, yeah, get at me.
Okay.
I want you to get at me. Okay? You've had your 2 minutes, sir, so we have to go forward to the next person. All right, next caller, Bob Kerstick. Hi, Bob.
Hey, Richard. Hi. Sorry, I didn't realize you're going to pick me that quickly. How are you doing?
Oh, okay. I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Hey, I'm sorry to going back to the vaccines. I know you said last time maybe we shouldn't talk about it, but there's a lot of concern about it. And as you know, many departments started testing people and setting up in their auditorium rooms and stuff where they're going to run tests on people. I did make a statement and ask them to provide a safe test, not the one that is being recalled by the FDA. And they're actually going along with that one, and plus doing it with the expired tests, and we already caught them with it. We have everything on record. But that's not my concern. My concern would be, why are they rounding us like animals? Are we going to fight for that, against that? Are we going to say something? I know that the meeting is coming on the 28th or 27th on Friday. We're going to have a big meeting at the Capitol. So please let us know what the solution is, what the plan is on that, and what would you suggest to the people like me who would want to refuse to state whether they have the vaccine or not, and those people as well who would want to refuse to get tested. And I happen to be the one, and I actually can guarantee you there's many of us, and I represent them in a way because they're a little afraid to speak up, but I'm not. So I'm here to ask you and just to thank you for everything you're doing, and just please let us know where we at. It's coming around the corner, maybe on Monday at the DGS here in Sacramento. I don't want that to see happening. And plus, I would encourage everyone to research what the informed consent is. We all have the right to that. And if they don't provide the information on safety on anything, any medical treatment that are actually recommending and the tests, we have the right to refuse it. And that's about it for now. Thank you, Richard, so much.
Okay, Bob, thanks for calling in. Number one, we're going to respect everyone in our union on your freedom to choose on what you do with your body. Okay? Now, I've said this over and over and over again. Local 1000 will enforce its contract. We will enforce our contract. We did not get a 30-day meet and confer notice on this COVID situation. And we are meeting with PERB August 25th. Can I tell you what PERB is going to do? No, I cannot. We are going to respect everyone in our union. To those who have been vaccinated, thank you. To those who do not want to get vaccinated, for whatever reason you have, I respect that, and we're going to fight for you. For any of you who are afraid to speak out, Bob is speaking out for you, and we love and respect Bob for doing that. In this country, you can be a minority and still have a voice in this country currently in America. Now, some of you have religious beliefs. You should exercise your religious beliefs if that is what you choose to do. Some of you have philosophical beliefs. If these are deeply held values, beliefs, then if that is what you choose to do in regards to, quote, taking a vaccination or not taking a vaccination, submitting yourself to the intrusive COVID test, then I'm going to respect that. I'm going to respect your religious freedom in this great country. August 27th, 2021, 10 to 1, west side of the Capitol, is a California Correctional Center closure rally, along with our union rights rally. Okay? We're trying to close CCC up there in Susanville for no reason at all. And we're fighting for our represented employees of Local 1000 along with their families in Lansing County. That's what we're doing on August 27th, 2021, between 10 and 1. Please come down. We're also going to be talking about our union rights and about enforcing our contract. And don't let me forget this, because you'll want to come down and hear me run my mouth. We'll be talking about this initiative, about how this Tim Draper that fell out of who knows where is trying to destroy us, period. Let me say it for you again, because maybe you missed it. Tim Draper, you think you can destroy Local 1000? You think you can quote me as if I'm some type of ally for you or the Freedom Foundation? The only freedom I'm looking for is freedom to express myself. So let me express myself to you, Tim Draper. I was asked to not get at you. I was asked to be professional and not go after Tim Draper. Wrong answer. I'm coming for you. Hopefully the union that I belong to, that I'm the president of, Local 1000, will support me. I am not going to tell you my whole game plan, Tim Draper, on how to get at you. I can guarantee you this. I will get at you. If you want to get at me, call me. 408-207-2339. Don't ever try to act like you know me, because you don't know me, Tim Draper. You don't know what makes me tick. If you think you can come and attack me because there's division in Local 1000, if you want to rally Local 1000 right now, keep attacking us. And I can guarantee you that this union will come together and we will stop you. Now, I've been asked to do a coalition with the other public sector unions. With their help or without their help, Tim Draper, Freedom Foundation, you don't want this action from me, but you're going to get it now. Sorry to get off topic. I guess my mind's on Tim Draper this evening, so I didn't mean to pivot from the question that Bob asked. Next caller, Frank Askin. Good evening, Frank.
Good evening, Richard. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, so Richard Brown, on or about Wednesday, June 30th, an email was sent out canceling SBAC that was scheduled to take place the weekend of July 17th and 18th. Your position at the time was because we have no VP of bargaining. About a month ago, on the Local 1000 Listens to You call, you stated, and I quote, "Frank, there will be an SBAC, but it takes time to prepare. I am being told it takes 2 to 3 months." This is hogwash, a smokescreen, if you will. I know for a fact that it does not take that long. Per Division 7 of the SEIU local policy file, along with Division 12 of the bylaws, I am demanding that you do the right thing and place SBAC back on the calendar for us and restore union leave for the bunk. It is the right thing to do. Furthermore, why isn't the board of directors and vice presidents acting on this now? Now that we have a new vice president for bargaining in Irene Green, there is no reason why we should not be able to hold SBAC within 1 to 2 weeks.
Well, you know what, Frank? I respect you calling in. I respect you reading from your script. Very nice. You read it quite well. You know, it's funny how elections have consequences. Elections have consequences. Now, I thought in this country we respected the will of the voters. That's what I thought. And so with my victory, you may not like all of my decisions, but I'm still going to treat you with love and respect, Frank. And SBAC will be held this year. But for you to demand things out of me, well, you are an American, and I love this country dearly. So I respect your demands. I respect your call in. I respect the fact you read from a script. You did it under 2 minutes. There will be an SBAC. We do have a new VP of bargaining, Irene Green. However, she hasn't started work yet. And so we're looking forward to having her start work. And then we'll move forward. And as soon as we're able to plan in a proper fashion an SBAC, because I'm being informed by the staff that it takes time to prepare for an SBAC. That's what we're going to do, and we're going to plan and do it quite well. And I wish you nothing but success, Frank Askin, should you choose to run for the bunk team or run for one of the bunk officer positions in bunk unit 1. Okay, let's move on to the next caller. Maria Skelton. Good evening, Maria.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, good evening. Good evening to you and to everyone that's on the call. Just to touch on something most definitely different. I have been off work for a while due to medical reasons. I am the DLC president of 725. Hello to everyone. My question is, and I want to say thank you, one of your staff did respond. On a much lighter note, do we know if there's any of our brothers and sisters that have been impacted in the Dixie fire? If so, can we all get together and send them toiletries, clothes, etc., something like that? I did receive an email from one of the staff members that said go through Salvation Army, Red Cross, or something like that. But I would just like to know if there's any of our brothers and sisters that would need help, and if you knew about it. And thank you.
President, DOC 725, Maria Shelton, thank you for calling in. I'm unaware of the people affected by the Dixie fire needing toiletries or anything like that. What I am aware is the people in Lassen County fighting for their jobs, fighting for their lives, fighting for their community up in Lassen County. And that's why we're having a rally on August 27th. That I am aware of. And I think it's a great thing that people have volunteered to go through the Red Cross to help the people in Dixie, from the Dixie fires. I think that's fantastic. And I hope we continue to do that in the future as well. All right, next caller.
Michael.
Not Hugh Allen?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Hugh Allen.
Good
evening, Hugh.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, I had a question, actually a few. When does Irene Green officially take her job at headquarters with you guys? And then what happened on August 17th? I know that there was a formal hearing at the Lassen County Hall of Justice to discuss the ruling and continuing injunction that they have to halt the closure at CCC. Has SEIU heard anything about that?
So, Hugh, I'll take the second question first. There was a hearing in Lassen County on August 17th, yesterday, and the judge has delayed his decision. The state of California has asked to change the venue to Sacramento County, so he's taking a few days to think about it. And then next Monday, the 23rd, there's going to be another hearing, and then he'll make a decision on that. And if they decide to keep it there in Lassen County, then the state, along with Susanville, will present their evidence for why they should close or not close CCC. So that is what happened yesterday. Now, your first part of your question, Irene Green. The protest period ended August 13th. So Irene will make a determination on when she wants to swear in and when she wants her first day to be. Now, I know a lot of people want me to demand that she starts immediately. I'm not going to demand anything from Irene Green. She won twice. To her great credit, Irene Green won twice, the first election and the redo election. She will let me know when she's ready to swear in and when she's ready to take her first day on the job.
Richard?
Yes, sir.
I believe she's on the call tonight. Why can't we get an answer from her tonight?
Okay. Well, if she wants to talk openly tonight, that's fine. So that's fine with me, sir. All right. Thank you for your call, for your call, sir, and your two questions. Next caller, Michael Friedman.
Yeah, this is interesting. So this is the first time I've joined one of these calls. I know there's a lot of issues going on, but I really have to say, I'm just infuriated by this, not just this religious liberty argument, but this personal freedom argument about vaccinations. And, if you have a legitimate health reason, that's fine. If you don't want to get the vaccine at this point just because you don't feel like it, that's not right. It's not just a question, you can't shout fire in a crowded theater. So when you're not getting the vaccine, you're endangering other people. And by the way, this religious liberty argument is the same thing that the right wing is using to discriminate against people of color, against transgender people, you know, but against LGBTQ people, against other ethnic minorities, against women. So it's just, to me, it's really, really absurd. And I fully support the governor's decision, and I'm sorry, Department of Public Health's decision to mandate vaccines for all healthcare workers, of which I work at Department of State Hospital, so I'm one of them. It's to me, it's unconscionable. If you're not getting the vaccine at this point because you think the science isn't in, or because there's no data or evidence, then you just don't believe in science, because it's all there and you just don't want to believe it. And it's just nonsense. And I'm just really, like I said, if you have legitimate health reasons, or if there's very specific like religious exemptions, those I'm fine with that. But just to like blanket declare it's my freedom not to do, no, it's not. It's not your freedom to endanger other people. And then for this guy to get on there and say he doesn't even want to get tested. I mean, the overwhelming majority of people that I've talked to, not just in my hospital, but also other union members, throughout SEIU, fully support not only getting vaccinated, but mandates for vaccination with obvious, health exemptions. So I just want to say that even though some of the loudest voices might be talking about, how they, this is an oppressive government, you don't have a right to declare biological warfare on your citizens, on other citizens, which is in effect what you're doing. And I know I'm getting, I feel like I've been pushed. This wasn't my hardline position to begin with, but just when I hear people who are, against the vaccines go on and on about this, and the whole Delta virus, like it wouldn't be happening if people had gotten vaccinated, if people had actually been responsible citizens. And I understand, by the way, I understand the union's position. If it's a reasonable position of like, you need to be consulted and that's unfair that you weren't consulted and that you should work through with the governor. Like, I understand the union has to, in its sense, kind of protect its turf. And, but I really don't, there was a letter that went out. I don't know if it was from you, Mr. Brown, or I think it was you. There was a couple, but the first one, which was just about, and I'm not making this a personal attack, but it's just, no. Reflective of other things that I heard, which I just expressed about this, if this is all about liberty and religious freedom, and it's not. I mean, it is for, it is for people who don't want to be responsible. But, and I also want to give deference to, in particular, to the African-American community, because I know the history, of, Tuskegee and all of that. And I don't, I don't want to ignore that, but this vaccine, they've been around long enough now. We know the science of it, and it's just overwhelming. And I just can't keep my mouth shut any longer about it. Although actually I have to be honest, I never had my mouth shut, but because I'm kind of a talker, I just, and I want to be tolerant. I really do. And I'm so for people's individual rights and freedoms. And, but when it comes to crossing that line and, hurting other people, this is literally shouting fire in a crowded theater. Like, you're not entitled to that free speech, right? That's the limit on free speech. I mean, that's the classic example they give. And so, anyway, sorry, I'm repeating myself at this point. So I'm done, but thank you for letting me speak.
Oh, you're very welcome. Listen, Michael Friedman, first of all, I love that passion. I love how you articulated your viewpoint. Everyone has strong emotions about this COVID situation across our country. It's not just about Local 1000. Everyone in this country has strong emotions about this COVID. I'm going to say this quickly, and I'm going to go to the next caller. You made a comment about science. Believe the science. Well, if I believe the science, then they would say that I've evolved from an ape. I don't believe the science. I came from a creation from God. Let me say it for you again. You say believe the science. But I don't believe in evolution. I believe in God, and God created me. I did not evolve from an ape. So he said about believing the science. You know, there were people who were scientists who were saying that black people were inferior to white people years ago. His name's Charles Darwin. So when you say these things, there's always a pushback. Now, you talk about religion. I am not going to go against someone's religious beliefs. I'm just not going to do that. And just because I believe in God through Jesus Christ, that doesn't mean that I'm guaranteed for the afterlife. I'm not going to impose my religious beliefs or my non-religious beliefs on someone else. We're going to respect people's religious beliefs in this country as long as I'm president of Local 1000. Some people have medical conditions and they cannot take the vaccination. Okay? But back to the people who have strong religious convictions. And they're not just on the Republican Party. There are strong people with religious convictions in other political parties, not just in the Republican Party. They don't have the keys to the afterlife. Okay? I don't have the keys to the afterlife. So when we talk about religion and about people and their freedom, let's be careful. Let's be real careful. And let's go back to the fact that if this current governor, and I've said this 9 times, 14 different ways in the year of 2021, if he had established permanent telecommuting, he had 18 months to do this, we wouldn't have this situation right now. And when you made the comment that taking a COVID vaccination, then it wouldn't be then it wouldn't spread, that's not true. That's factually not true. But this is a very tricky situation with this COVID. Local 1000, we're going to enforce our contract. We're going to make sure everyone has their voice heard. And minorities in this union, you will have a voice. You may have been silenced before in the past, but now you have someone that's going to fight for you, because this person, Richard Lewis Brown, is going to fight for everyone equally in our union. All right, next caller, Robert Romoff. Good evening, Robert.
Oh, good evening. Thank you for taking
Hi,
my
sir.
call. Very much
You're very
appreciated. Let me say that prior to your election, sir, I was pretty fed up with the union and I was going to opt out. But you've given me hope, and that is so important. And thank you so much for that. And I just
You're
wanted
very
to say, with regard to the last caller, and with all due respect, the reason a lot of people won't take the shot, and by the way, I don't call it a vaccine because it doesn't meet the definition of a vaccine. It is a experimental gene therapy, which is not approved by the FDA. But if you go on the CDC's website, this is official government information. There's more than 13,000 deaths from the vaccine in this country, and about 500,000 injuries. Those numbers are likely conservative. So to mandate something like this, or as they're trying to do, to constructively force us to take it, like they say, well, you don't have to take it, but no, you can't go to this sporting event, or you can't do your job at work as the job that you were hired to. That's a form of coercion that's constructively forcing us to take the shot. So I fully support your efforts to give us the freedom of choice. And I know that you understand what it is to be an American, what this country represents. You know, I took an oath when I took my state job to uphold not only the US Constitution, but the Constitution of California. That Constitution guarantees certain freedoms. And they're doing things now that are totally illegal. And so far they're getting away with it. But just to let you know, I support you 100%, sir. Thank you.
Well, Robert, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that you have not given up on Local 1000. We're going to do everything we can to keep this union as the most powerful public sector union in the state of California. Okay? And we're going to treat everyone in our union with respect and dignity, even those in the minority. And you made a great point that it does not fit the definition of a vaccine. A lot of people fail to acknowledge that openly, transparently. As I stated earlier, everyone has strong opinions about this situation called COVID, the pandemic. We're going to respect everyone's opinion in this great country. And we're not going to silence your voice or try to censor you because you say things that other people don't like. Our country is quick to silence people. That's not freedom. And if we're not careful in this great country, our freedom will erode under an emergency condition. Because anytime the government feels like they need to call for an emergency, they call for it. And which is part of the reason why I got elected. When this current governor called for an emergency to take 2 days of pay from us. Was that really an emergency? It was not. Did the state legislature give up their money? They did not, except for 5 of them. That doesn't count. That's a drop in the bucket. We're always being asked to give up, to do this, to do that. This current governor still has not sat down with me to discuss the essential worker premium pay. He's too busy. So when people say, you know, what are you doing to fight Tim Draper to protect our union? Some people would say, what union do you really have? You've never enforced your contract. Do you really have a union? This current governor has been too busy for you. I can see if he doesn't like me, but that's petty. That's a petty, childlike behavior. Where is your essential worker premium pay for all the work you've been doing? Whether you went to work or whether you stayed home. Where is your respect? He doesn't respect you. And that's a shame. Permanent telework. That should have been done a long time ago. We wouldn't be having this hot button conversation about this pandemic if we had established permanent telework for all state agencies under a unified telework plan. We had enough time, plenty time to get this done. So it makes me wonder when people are questioning my leadership about my priorities. It would be nice if Local 1000 would, for once, unify. And we're not going to criticize each other for the things that we say. We're going to respect each other. Now, you can't go over the line and say some things that are, quote, racist, homophobic, sexist. You can't do that. But we have to engage with one another in controversial conversations. And then we take those controversial conversations and make them courageous conversations. That's what we do. All right, let's move on to the caller. Francesca, because we got Bob once. So Francesca Wander. Hi, Francesca. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good.
I don't know really where to begin. I am just going to start out by saying, just in general, and I this is maybe my third call.
Okay.
With regard to vaccines in particular, I find that you use your position as president as an opportunity to espouse your personal religious beliefs, which as an agnostic, I actually resent. I find that you use your position as our president to spread false misinformation about the science surrounding vaccines. You dismiss medical professionals when they talk on these calls, and you embrace non-medical professionals when they agree with you. I personally would rather not spend my evenings on these calls every Wednesday at 6:30 because I'm engaged in a lot of volunteer community activities that I am passionate about and that I think are important. But the reason I am going to participate in these meetings is because I actually think you are a dangerous man for us to have as president. I think you misuse your position as president on these calls, and that concerns me enormously. My final comment is to say, I am not necessarily Gavin Newsom's biggest fan. I will say, my division in my department of the state government came from a paper-based environment. It was a really heavy lift, technically, to get us to telework. And we are now all teleworking. People work their asses off to get us teleworking. And the governor is still supportive of anyone who wants to telework, which I do 100% of the time. I would also warn people on this call, again, whether you like Newsom or don't like him, you are probably aware that he is involved in a recall. And there is a very, very, very likely possibility that he will be replaced by a man who is 150% against unions, who does not believe in a minimum wage, who does not support Black Lives Matters, who does not support immigrants' rights, who does not support LGBTQIA, and who does not support freedom of religion or freedom of speech or freedom of choice, except to the extent that it agrees with his own limited viewpoint of the world. So I would suggest we tread very carefully.
Well, thank you for your call, Francesca. Listen, you've said a whole lot. And I'm glad you came on and said what you had to say, because now you've opened this door up for me to talk now. And now we're going to talk. See, this is what they were afraid of tonight. But now, since you want to talk about this recall, you want to talk about this. That's not on my mind. My mind's on permanent telecommuting, because just because you are fortunate enough to get it, a lot of people in these other agencies are not getting it. So you are touting your horn because your agency was able to do it in your work department. Well, interesting, because a lot of other people don't have that luxury, Francesca. That's the first thing. I wanted to talk about that money from the federal government and why all the public sector employees have not gotten that money. That's what I wanted to talk about tonight, but you don't want to talk about that. Okay. So you want to talk about me being a dangerous man, but yet you want to talk about Black Lives Matter. Let me educate you tonight about Black people, because you need some education. First of all, the reason why I'm such a dangerous man is because I'm an outspoken Black man, okay? But you don't like that. And to make matters worse, I'm an outspoken Black man who believes in God through Jesus Christ. And I've given a shout out to Ishmael and Isaac. And to all other religions, I love you. And to those who don't believe in God, I practice the golden rule to you. But you want to talk tonight, so we're going to talk tonight. It's Wednesday night anyway, it's prayer night. I wanted to talk tonight about saving Local 1000 money, the salary stipends. I said in my platform, we would not take that salary stipend. I would not take it, and I would not sign for anyone to take it. Annika Walls, no salary stipend. She has no issue. David Jimenez, no salary stipend. He has no issue. That was part of their campaign pledge. They're honoring their pledge, and I'm honoring my pledge, my promise to Local 1000, all represented employees. Maybe that's why I'm a dangerous man, because I'm holding true to what I said. Okay, and then once Irene swears in, I won't be signing for her salary stipend. So we're gonna have an annual savings of $144,000 $723.60. Praise God. I love it. In fact, I'm honoring something else I said I was going to stop. Abuse of union leave. Now, I didn't know, I thought I was going to be working with the former Chief of Staff, Margarita Maldonado, on stopping this abuse of union leave. But unfortunately, I didn't find out today, June 30th, on my first day after I got sworn in on July 27th. So if you're asking what took so long for me to start my first day of work after swearing in on July 27th, oh, I don't know. You tell me. Anyway, we've saved almost 300,000, or to be more closer, 290,000 in union leave. Because the new chief of staff that I'm working with, I had no idea she felt the same way as me. Wow. Fantastic. But you wanted to talk tonight, Francesca. You came in talking emotional. Now, I don't know who this person is you're talking about. There's a recall. Okay. Now, I don't know what day. I think it's the 15th or the 18th of September. All right. Whoever this person is, first of all, where is your faith? Listen to how I said this. Where is your faith that the person that you said you don't really care for, but you don't want to have replaced, Gavin Newsom, where is your faith that he can beat the recall? Where is your faith at? Where's your hope at? He can't beat no recall that you're talking like that. What kind of supporter are you of Gavin Newsom since you want to talk tonight? Hell, I can talk better for Gavin Newsom than you can since you want to talk tonight. Where's your faith at? Or maybe you don't have any faith because you're agnostic. So you believe in yourself. Well, if you believe in yourself and the power of positive thinking, then stay true. Stay true to your positive mindset since you're agnostic. Put your faith in yourself and put your work behind Gavin Newsom and keep him from getting recalled if that's how you feel. Other people say they don't care about Gavin Newsom. Any person that takes money from them 2 days a month, it was scheduled for 4 days. 2 days last fiscal year and for this fiscal period, but it stopped. If other people say, we're not with him. Now, this person you're talking about, I don't know who he is. You didn't say the person's name or whatever. I guess there's a person running. I'm gonna check my mailbox. I'm gonna see if I got that, because I vote by absentee ballot. I'm gonna see if there's a name or a bunch of names on there, since you want to talk about this recall. Now, our union on June 2nd took a vote. And they said that they opposed the board of directors. I don't know if they checked with the dues paying membership. They say they did. I didn't see no survey go out. Did y'all see a survey go out on that? Huh? I'm looking around the room. Did a survey go out on that? So that survey that was sent out about telecommuting that went out under my leadership, that never went out under the former president's leadership. Oh, okay. But you don't want to talk about that tonight, Francesca. But the board voted to oppose the recall. But they didn't take no survey on that. They did that on their own accord, Francesca, since you want to talk tonight. They said they opposed the recall. And they set aside $1 million, well, they gave $1 million of our money from the issues PAC, from our money from the issues PAC to SEIU State Council. And you know what? I respect the vote. I don't agree with the vote, but I respect the vote. But we got some hypocrisy in this union. Now, I don't know if you're part of the hypocrisy group or not, Francesca. See, I was told you will respect the vote of the board on June 2nd when that money was delivered on June 9th. And I said, okay. But yet, it appears to me you can't respect the vote of the people in this union when they put me in office as the president. You can't respect the vote, can you? No, you can't. We're going to talk tonight. Oh, yeah. Since you want to come talking up, and I was going to be real nice tonight, but you want to come on here and get emotional. Here's the next thing. You say, we don't want to take a chance on losing Gavin. So you lost 2 days with Gavin. You lost 2 days with Jerry Brown. So let me get my math right. 2 plus 2, 4. Okay, now Schwarzenegger, 3. So is 4 greater than 3? I don't know. All you smart people in the union, you tell me if 4 is greater than 3 or is 3 greater than 4. But 3 and 4 add up to 7. I can't make this up. Since you want to talk tonight. What else did you say? Freedom of religion? I can't tell. I can't tell. Because you talked about the vaccinations. And when I said some people have religious beliefs, you want to blow that off because of the science. But yet you want to come right back and talk about Black Lives Matter and freedom of religion. Well, I can't tell about my Black Lives Mattering right now. Maybe you went out to outer space for a few months and you just got back yesterday. I can't tell if my Black Life matters. Since I've become the president of this union? Ooh, boy. You want to talk about Black Life Matters. All you so-called people talking about Black Life Matters, but you're the first one to criticize me. Black people are saying Black Lives Matter too. They never tried to diminish non-Black people. What Black folks were saying was our lives matter too, even though we came over as slaves. But you don't want to hear that. That's too much social justice. No, that's reality in this great country. Okay, I'm talking to you. Since you want to talk about Black Lives Matter. If Black Lives mattered so much to you, Francesca, then why didn't you call to see about my life when the cops was at my house on May 25th, 2021 at 5 p.m. in the morning? Because you don't care. You do not care. And many of you in this union who act like you care about this union do not care about this union. And that's why you don't want me talking, and that's why you don't want me on Facebook, and that's why you don't want me doing social media. Since you want to talk tonight. I guess I am dangerous. I guess I am an outspoken Black man in this country. You're not going to shut me down. In the same way you're trying to shut me down, the same way you told me, don't go up to Lassen County, because those white folks in Lassen County don't like you. They don't love you. They don't respect you. I've gotten more love, more respect, more home-cooked meals from Lassen County than any of you so-called leaders in Local 1000. Those people up there, those white folks in Lassen County have showed me major love and major respect because we have something in common. Justice. Financial security. Since you want to talk tonight. Woo! Let's go to the next caller. Yeah, come on, John. Yeah, come on, John. Let's hear what you have to say tonight. Come on. Go ahead, John Fox.
I'm ready to prepare. If I can make my statement uninterrupted.
You got 2 minutes, sir.
I understand that.
Okay.
Bluster and opinions aside, and I agree with you. I agree with you that we as a union have one thing in common, and we should rally around that one thing, and that is working conditions, benefits, and salaries. That's what we have in common. We all want the best for ourselves and for our families. So the bluster and opinions aside, I'm more interested in understanding, because you keep talking about what we're going to do in supporting the contract, which I support 100%. I'm behind you with that. So what I really want to know is, one, the meet and confer. If you can give us kind of an update, what are we doing in that regard, and what response have we gotten? Has it improved? And second, right, what are we doing in terms of telework? Because I think a lot of people here have expressed that they have an interest in that. So let's get past the bluster and opinions. Let's talk about let me complete my thought, please. Let's talk about what we're going to do or what we have done. Last comment, Francesca Wander, I understand your frustration. And I'd love to talk to you about some of those things. I can perhaps help you with some of those things. You can contact me. I'm on the emails, okay? And lastly, this is an opinion. I'll share this. Everyone's talking about freedom. We need to get off of that a little bit. Because first of all, we all understand that freedom is not absolute. And if you want to talk about freedom, then you have the freedom. If you disagree with anything the governor or the union is doing, you have the freedom that can be expressed in saying goodbye. Get employment elsewhere or find a union that meets your needs and desires. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
John, wait, don't leave. Okay, I didn't want him to leave. Are you still there, John?
I'll be here for another minute.
Okay, listen, I wasn't trying to cut you off.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Listen, that telework. I don't say a lot of things because I don't like to show everything that we're doing, and we're doing great work here at the union.
Sure.
We are meeting with Cal HR on August 30th regarding telework. Now, a lot of people will get excited about this. John, let me be crystal clear. I have faith, I have hope, I have charity. But the decision maker is Gavin Newsom, not Cal HR. They work for him. So if you want to know, are we going to meet with them? Absolutely, on August 30th, we're going to meet, do a meet and confer about permanent telework for all state agencies. That is the gospel truth, okay? So when Cal HR watches these videos, they're watching to see just how much I'm going to say. And they watch so that they can formulate how they're going to talk to me later down the road. So sometimes I don't say things because I don't like to reveal our strategy for Local 1000. So when you talked about a few weeks ago about the meat and the potatoes, you're absolutely right. I never forgot that conversation. And I'm going to be here when you come down to meet me in person. And we're going to have a great conversation. But I want to get back to that second part now, after the telework, the freedom, about get off that. First of all, this country was based off of freedom, okay? So we will never, ever in the United States of America get off freedom. Not under no emergency either. And so what they do, the government, they sometimes do things in an emergency and they try to take away our personal freedom. I am against that, period. Period, as an American, as a US veteran, period. I'm not going to let the government abuse us because of some emergency that they claim is happening. Now, if the COVID is that bad of an emergency, then what planning have they done so that they don't take away our personal freedoms? This state government had 18 months to plan and prepare to establish permanent telecommuting for all state agencies. This August 30th meet and confer should have been done a long time ago with the former president. In fact, they had started talking to her back in September of 2020. And let me finish this by saying this to you, John. People are lying and saying all these horrendous things about me. But you can come down here and you can get the truth. And I speak the truth on video, which is why they don't want me doing videos. They told you that I'm trying to stop all SBAC. That's a lie. They're telling you that I don't want to have a board of directors meetings. That's a lie. These are clear-cut lies. So they can create the narrative to try to run me out of office. Those are lies. They said that I stopped the meeting or whatever, and I talked to Cal HR about the toll bridge operators. That is an absolute lie. All of these lies, because of my faith in God through Jesus Christ. That's why they lie so much about me. It's not just the fact that I'm an outspoken Black man. It's because I put my faith in God and I'm not embarrassed to say that. And so they say all these lies about me over and over and over again to control the narrative. You cannot control no narrative when you're going against a divine path. That's all I have to say, John. Thanks for listening. All right, next caller, Kelly Newby. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Kelly.
I'm so sorry I couldn't unmute myself. First of all, please, I wanted to say thank you so much for taking my call and your service to our country. I also have family members from World War I to the current time that have been involved and served our country. I also wanted to say that I absolutely disagree with Francesca and also Rob. And I have to say that because I personally have been with the state for over 13 years. I'm a registered nurse. And if you look at the facts regarding the vaccine, those that are vaccinated have a less than 0.1% of severe illness and ending up in the ICU and dying. With regards to the various cultures, if you look at what's posted every single day on the website, you have number one are Hispanics, two Caucasians, Asians, Blacks, and so on and so forth. So the information is there. They just need to look at it. I absolutely agree with you as well with regards to allowing people to make their own decisions with regards to accepting or taking the vaccine. I have to say that because I have lost two very, very dear loved ones because they died from COVID, one just last Saturday, and he had chosen not to take the vaccine. There's a lot of issues that go along with that, including comorbidities such as diabetes, hypertension, and obesity. And I just wanted to say that there's a lot of information out there, and the truth actually speaks for itself. If you do the research and you look at the facts, it's undeniable. Next, I wanted to say that I absolutely agree with you. The governor did mislead all state employees, including all of the SEIU members, because he told us and demanded that we take those 16 hours of furlough. And then when he allegedly, quote, discovered the misinformation that was given to him, he failed to reinstate our pay before the next fiscal year occurred. And he had ample opportunity to make that decision. And again, I just wanted to say that I fully support their actions, their activities, and also I have to say that I sincerely appreciate you and I sincerely pray as well for God's guidance in your service. Thank you.
Well, Kelly Newby, I sincerely say thank you very much for calling in. You know, it's tough when you know the world is against you. But I was put here for a reason. And I'm going to continue to fight for everyone equally. And I'm being informed every day of all the lies that are being said on Facebook. But there's one particular lie that I want to really bring out. It's the Tony Owens lie. Tony Owens, current VP bargaining. You're being told on Facebook that Local 1000 is paying his salary. That's a complete lie. Let me say it for you again. Tony Owens is not being paid while on union leave, full-time union leave by Local 1000. I'm going to say it again. Tony Owens, the current VP of bargaining, is not getting paid from Local 1000 while on union leave under my leadership. His salary, his state salary is over $9,400. It's not $8,000 that's being reported on Facebook by a former DLC president. These lies that are being spoken about me, they're just endless because they don't respect the will of the voters. And, you know, it's funny in this great country how the current president won this election and his supporters, many of them are in Local 1000. They say, respect the will of the people. Respect the vote. But yet in our own union, these same people cannot respect the will of our voters in Local 1000. This is hypocrisy. Our union is full of hypocrisy. And that's why I'm here, to create a new culture that's absent of hypocrisy. And once we're absent of hypocrisy, and once we unify, and once you see the board of directors, quote, the DLC presidents, all 51, and the 10 bunk chairs working with me, and not fighting me, but working with me, and not every single one, because I have reached out to the DLC presidents and the bunk chairs. I have held confidential conversations, not just courageous conversations, but confidential conversations. But I don't talk about it. I respect people's privacy. We're going to get through this, Local 1000. We're going to get through this. But we got to clean out some of this dirty laundry. Some of this laundry you can throw in the wash machine. Excuse my language. Wash, not wash, wash machine. The washing machine. I can't say that word correctly because I'm from the Midwest. Wash. But some of the dirty clothes, they're so stinky and they're so dirty that you can't throw it in the wash machine. You have to like throw it out in the trash. we, I love everybody equally. I really do. But some relatives, you love your relatives, but some of them you have to like keep them at a distance. We have some people in our union we have to keep at a distance. And some of them, maybe like some dirty laundry, you may have to just throw it out in the trash. You got to get rid of it because it's just stinking up the place. They tell you to, eat your liver, eat that certain types of foods that you don't really like, and you have to force it down yourself. And then sometimes when the person's not looking, you throw it out of here. We have some people in our union, we have to get them out of here. Now they tell you that I'm the problem, but I'm not your problem. I've been transparent. Reduction in union leave. No salary stipends. I'm a true volunteer, and I'm so grateful that Annika and David, they feel the same way as I do. Very grateful for that. We're working hard. We're working around the clock to serve you. That's what we're doing. This idea that we're running around here painting the walls different colors, that's a lie. I haven't seen no paperwork come through my desk saying we're going to paint the walls. What was that, the pink color or what was the color? Yellow? Orange? Well, hold on now. I like orange. Wait a minute. That's my color, orange and blue. That means I'm true. But I haven't got any paperwork saying we're painting the walls. Where's the proof of that? People were doing a lot of talking about our union, trying to cause division. And so our enemies see this. And so they try to come behind. Just ask Tim Draper, that guy. He sees all the writing on the wall. He says, I can come in here and I can destroy Local 1000. Tim Draper, you ain't gonna destroy Shat. You wait till I get on you. Local 1000 is gonna have to pull me off of you. Respectfully. I'm not saying I'm gonna come on you and rah, 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 rah. No, I'm saying if you wanna have a war of words, you got the right one. Okay? If you think that I'm gonna fight everybody in this union and give you a pass, boy, Tim Draper or Freedom Foundation or whoever you are, boy, you got the right one. I'm gonna get at you, and I can go all night, all day. Okay, next caller, Betty Jackson Stewart. Betty, good evening.
Hello, how are you, Richard?
Oh, I'm doing good. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for having this call tonight. And I just want to make a statement. And I want to say, I voted for you, Richard. I voted for you, and I'm happy that you are here. And I'm happy that you listen to myself and you listen to others. I appreciate that about you. I like to say this thing about you being a dangerous man. I don't know why people come on this call and utilize this call to say offensive things or to say derogatory things about you. So tonight, I just want to say this. One, I do not like it, and I know many others who do not. And you can save those comments. Just my parents taught me, if you don't have anything nice to say or you can't say anything positive, sometimes just close your mouth and don't open it. And some people need to practice that. And I'm talking to those who need to practice that. I'm not saying that we can't have dialogue and we can't debate. What I'm saying is to come on here and call you a dangerous man. I think that's misleading. It's okay for them to have opinions, but Richard, you can't have an opinion. Your opinions make you something that you are not. Anytime you express yourself, they come on this call and they say things, I hear things about the police. They have a problem with the police knocking at your door. This was your experience. You should be able to have your experience like everyone else has their experiences. I'm a little tired of that too. And you allow, or the organization allows 500 people in this platform. And you all take up whomever calls in, you all take up to that capacity. And then if people can't get in, you all have the Facebook online. You know, what's her name? Yvonne. They would look at my number and come on the line and say, we don't recognize this number, and hang the telephone up in my face. I wanted to say that Gavin took money from us. When they say he's going to give it back, I feel like he should give it back with interest. But if you love Gavin, you vote for Gavin. No one is saying not to vote for Gavin or do whatever. I know how I feel about Gavin. I know how I once felt, and I know how I feel now. When COVID was out there and I was afraid, I was considered an essential worker. That meant I had to go or be placed on leave. That is what I was told. So I had to put myself out there. I'm just saying. And he deemed nurses essential, but when it was time to give their essential pay, he gave it to other people other than the nurses, and the nurses did not receive hero pay, even though a lot of us died as well. And that's about all I want to say. If we can't say some things positive, I understand questions. I understand some of us that are pumped up and want to fight for a certain thing. I understand debates, and I understand healthy dialogue. But when we've got to bash and we've got to call one another names, and what you bring to the table is worthless, but everything someone else brings to the table, there's the prize, we need to cut that out. And it is dividing the union. It is dividing the union. And I, for one, I could care less what anyone else thinks. I'm on your side, Richard. I support you 1,000. What is it? 1,000 SEI 1,000 listens to you. I support you 1,003%. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay. Betty Jackson Stewart. There's not much more I can say behind that. I sincerely say thank you for voting for me. I remember you, and I remember the conversation we had last summer. And I told you, I said, you keep watching me, because I said some things that caught your attention, and it involved some social justice issues. And I said, sit back and watch me, because I'm a real one from the Midwest, Missouri. And this chocolate runs deep, dark chocolate. Okay. All right, so we're back to Bob. Bob, you're back. Come on.
Hey, Richard, thank you for picking me again. And thanks to Francesca also. Let's just not be too unpleasant replying back to her, because we want to keep this civil, and we do really want to appreciate everyone's opinion. So
that's right.
Another statement that I'd like to make. So they want to say that you're a dangerous man, and I can tell you that I have never felt more pleasant and welcome speaking to other people than now speaking with you. So thank you for that. So I would like to encourage Francesca and the gentleman that spoke right after me that didn't agree with me to actually research what the mRNA technology is. And briefly, I will tell you, you're getting a potion in your body that turns you literally into a human with an ability to produce a piece of the virus or a whole virus, because you literally do not know what you're getting and when you're going to get that extra code that will produce the virus. So that's actually science. And when you guys say that we do not believe in science and that you actually do, that's not right, because these are the science facts said by the doctors who are actually being censored. And also there is many of nurses and doctors who have come out and tried to say how dangerous this vaccine is, but they're told by their superiors to keep it quiet. So I'd like you to be really encouraged to research into that technology, and also look up on CDC. It's a CDC website that actually dictates our guidelines right now. It's right there where you see what Robert says about deaths. And also there's an information there that 75% of new cases are actually the ones from vaccinated people. And I can tell you from my personal experience, just yesterday, my coworker who got both shots from Pfizer 3 months ago just got COVID. And I have yet to see people who are not vaccinated to become ill. And to be honest, that story about we are to blame about the new variants, it's false because viruses always mutate. I come from a medical background. I can tell you from my own research too. So it's not really a fake story or conspiracy theory. So we gotta all do the research, and you too, because the way how you guys speak, that's actually coming from the TV. The way how we speak, those are the facts. And also, just as same as you have the right to demand the lockdowns, I have the right to choose what's good for my body. And if you don't remember, if we're going to talk left and right, I thought left was saying, let's have abortions and that's okay, my body, my choice. What about this, my body, my choice? You already forgot about it, right? And I'm sorry, Richard, that's it, 2 minutes. Thank you so much.
So Bob, you have the last word. Okay, so we'll go to the next caller, Hugh Allen.
Yeah, Richard, I've gotten on a few of these calls and sometimes I feel like you're just on here so you can hear yourself talk. I don't know if you're getting enough attention from the office staff. Also, I just lost my train of thought. Darn it. There was something else.
Take your time. That way I can hear you talk. Go ahead.
Would
you like to know about the telecommuting? Would you like to know about that part?
No, here we go. Here it is.
Okay.
You talk about being religious and all that. I think that's great.
Right.
But you know what? As a worker for the state, there's only one Bible that matters to me.
That's correct.
And that's the contract.
Absolutely. That's why we're enforcing it.
When I get on these calls, I want to hear about things on the contract that are going on.
And that's why I keep talking about. That's why I keep talking about. We are going to enforce our contract. I've never deviated.
I want to hear about grievances. What are being done about important grievances? What's being resolved? What hasn't been resolved? I don't want to get on here every week and hear about COVID this, COVID that. Wait a minute. Hold on, sir. Hold on a second.
If you want to hear about grievances and stuff and people's personal issues, then maybe you should call me and I can try to get something for you.
It's not personal.
Hold on a second, Hugh. If you think I'm going to talk about the same stuff that former president talked about, you're wrong.
I don't know what she talked about.
Well, I'm telling you, that's what she talked about. And I don't do things the same way she does. Remember, this used to be called Stewart calls. The name has changed. So the whole idea of tonight on Wednesday night at 6:30 is totally different than what you're used to seeing or what you're used to hearing. And you're not going to hear the things that you always want to hear. You're going to hear about hot button issues going on in our union because these are the conversations that are being had. And for every one person that may, hold on a second, for every one person that may win a grievance, I'm getting 100 calls a day saying they're not winning grievances. So I'm not highlighting on one win versus 99 losses. I'm just not doing that. I'm not going to blow up that fake air, that fake publicity that we're doing this great job when I'm getting too many calls every single day saying, Richard, has the remerger happened? I said, it's not October 1st yet. Richard, will those people be able to work more efficiently and effectively? That is the goal by October 1st, so we can grieve and we can have some substantial victories and we can have 99 victories versus one loss versus one victory for 99 losses. Go ahead, sir.
You just like the way you just spoke to me.
Yes, sir.
I took that as you're attacking me. I watched you watched you on the screen. And I saw the way you were. It was like you were coming at me.
Right.
And if I was a first
time. And you know what, sir? You know what, Hugh? When a black man speaks with passion and conviction, I'm not attacking you. But when I speak, the way I walk, the way I talk, the way I express myself is not from Europe. So don't let me scare you. Talk to me.
I'm just saying.
Okay, well then don't say I'm attacking you, because when I'm saying things and I'm holding my ground, don't say I'm attacking you, because I have strength and passion in my voice. Get all that out your mindset. And I told people this when I ran my campaign. This is who I am, and I still got elected. So if you don't like that, then I have to say, you know what, sir? Elections have consequences.
They do, but you have to remember, you
Okay.
only won with less than
Okay.
0.5% of the union.
Hold on a second. No,
Okay.
wait, no, stop right there. That's a lie. That's a lie. I won with 33%. If you go back and track the 2018
No,
and the
there's
2015 election,
100,000 members
Yvonne
in
Walker
this
did not
union.
win any more
Don't say
support than
you
I had.
won.
So you're
Don't say
lying
you
through
won
your teeth, sir.
33%.
You're lying through your teeth. You're
No,
lying through
there's
your teeth, and I'm not going
100,000
for it
members in
tonight.
this union, Richard.
You're lying through your teeth. You only have
There's
55,000
100,000
newspaper
members
members.
in this
You're lying
union.
through your teeth. You're lying, sir. You're just flat out lying. No, don't cut him off. Let him keep talking. Because you're flat out lying. And all these lies that you people have been on Facebook and telling the other represent employees about he doesn't represent us. Again, I won the election fair and square. If I would have won with 2% of the vote, so what? I won
Richard,
the election.
Richard,
Okay?
that's another
sir.
thing. That's another thing. You need to stay off of Facebook. Why do you pay
I'm not
attention?
staying off of Facebook, sir.
What?
I'm an American. And I told people in my campaign,
but
Hugh Allen, I told
why
people
do
in
you
my
let that petty
campaign,
stuff get to you?
again,
That is petty,
Hugh Allen,
Richard.
Hugh Allen, again, what you may find petty, someone else finds very serious. Maybe if I told you what you were saying was petty, you would be offended. So
I
when
don't
people
post
talk to
on
me,
Facebook.
that's on you, sir, in this great country. No, cut him off. Let him talk. In this great country, if you want to be on social media to express yourself, you can. When I was campaigning, I told people, this is who I am. People said 2,637 times, that's the person we want to lead Local 1000. That's the person that's transparent. He may not say everything the way we want him to say it, but we know with him, he won't lie to us. Whoever you voted for, sir, who did you vote for, sir?
I voted for myself, I think, because I didn't know any of the
Then your vote was not counted. So in other words, you voted for yourself in this great country where voting matters. You just admitted you voted for yourself. So when your vote came to Local 1000, they discarded your vote. So you really attacked your own self and you attacked your own vote. That's who you are, Hugh Allen. So how can you sit here and complain about me when you didn't even cast the right vote correctly?
Richard, I'm not complaining about you. I'm just telling you, you can't let every little petty thing get under your skin on Facebook.
Sir,
it's a childish
what I'm
thing.
telling you, no, wait, stop. What I'm telling you is this. It's not petty. They are saying lies that hurt the credibility of Local 1000. So you may find it petty, but you just said, hold on a second, hold on. No, that's nonsense. No, Hugh Allen, you're speaking as someone from a majority class would say sticks and stones may break your bones. But now, if I said something against somebody of a certain ethnic group, I would be reprimanded for it. So miss that little sorry statement. And number two, you're not even on social media. So how do you know what they're saying about me until I tell you? Because you're not even on yourself. But you just admitted that you didn't even vote correctly. So why should I even consider what you have to say? But I will consider what you have to say because you are a dues paying member and we need more dues paying members. And therefore, we will increase our union.
I'm just telling you, if I was a first time caller, I don't care what color you are. I don't care.
I don't believe that. I don't believe you. I don't believe you on that.
Purple
I
with
don't.
yellow stripes.
I don't believe you, Hugh Allen.
Your behavior is just
so
outrageous.
if you saw me down the street if you saw me, Hugh Allen, on a dark night, and you were by your car, and you didn't carry a concealed licensed firearm, and you saw me walk with a hoodie on, you wouldn't be nervous? I don't believe you.
I
don't
see it
believe
in Fresno
you, Hugh Allen.
all the time, Richard.
No, I don't believe you, Hugh Allen. We're done with you because he's lost his credibility. Okay, next caller, Mary Dela Cruz. Good evening, Mary.
Good evening. Thank you so much for taking my call. I just want to thank you for your service. Thank you for what you do for us. And you know what? Hugh just exposed himself as the #1 hypocrite because he tried to tell you sticks and stones. Well, the first thing out of his mouth was, you offended me. You did this to me. You did that to me. Well, what happened to the sticks and stones? I don't know.
Because he's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite.
That's right.
He kept
and
talking.
Now I know which line to put Hugh on. Thank you, Hugh, for letting us know about that. You know, Richard, I appreciate these calls because we talk about issues. I used to go onto these calls when it was the former President Walker. And you know what? I'm being straight up honest. All we talk about, people would call and tell her how fabulous, phenomenal she was, and how you going on vacation. We never talked about anything dealing with Stewarts or issues or problems. And, so you're educating us, you're letting us know, you're being transparent, telling us what's the hot spots, what's going on. And again, last I heard, this was the land of the free, home of the brave. And you know what? We gotta respect everybody's choice. And I keep hearing people say, well, I feel and I feel. Well, that's great how you feel, and you support how you feel, and you be you, but allow everybody else to be them. And like the caller said before, what happened to my body, my choice? Oh, it doesn't apply to the vaccine? I'm just saying, now what? Now what are they going to tell us? A different version of the truth? Okay. Well, thank you, and keep doing what you're doing, Richard. I support you 1,000%.
Thank you. You know what, Mary, you have the last word. Thank you very much. Now, I see Francisco Wander has come back, but let's let Diane come first, and then we'll get to Francesca. Hi, Diane.
Hi, good evening, Richard. How are you?
I am doing super, super great this evening.
Well, first off, thank you for taking my call.
Very welcome.
And thank you for your service to our country. And thank you for your continued leadership and transparency. So I have some comments and questions.
Sure.
First, union dues. When will our union dues be reduced? Unity, what are you going to do to unify our members and our membership and strengthen our contract? And I know there's much talk about telework. Now, I personally heard from a CalHR employee that they've been told they have the option to remain permanently remote. They have a choice, and yeah, that's all I can say about that. I did read up on the union website, I think 1 or 2 nights ago. I just saw that you guys had met with DHCS, who is the department I work for. So, I mean, for me, that was a stepping stone, and I appreciate that. My question is, when do you guys expect to have a follow-up with DHCS on this matter? And earlier you mentioned August 30th meeting with CalHR. My question is, will anyone from the governor's office be present at that meeting, or is it strictly just with CalHR? And also, has the governor's office responded at all to the union with regards to the permanent remote work?
Okay, so wait, hold on. You said a whole lot really quickly.
Sorry.
First, let me get to this first part. DHCS, I have not met with them, and no one from this union I'm aware of has met with DHCS, not that I'm aware of. Second, August 30th, the meeting conferred for telework, CalHR. I'm unaware of anyone from the governor's office in that meeting. Now, listen to how I say this, Diane. This is where it gets tricky. This is where being transparent really puts it all out there. The minute I just told you, I'm meeting with CalHR, no one from the governor's office is meeting with me on August 30th, that could change tomorrow.
Right.
If I don't do a video right away, and if I don't do a video right away in my little morning videos and tell Facebook that, then they'll say that I'm lying. Next thing, how do I unify the union? In order to unify this union, you have to air out some dirty laundry. And we have to expose the lies for what they are. And the lies throughout the years that politics matters and that we be about social justice, that's a lie. We have to expose this union for what it's been doing for all these years in order to create a new culture. You can't change this culture, it's not enough. You got to create a whole new culture.
Of course.
The other part about reducing the dues. Now, I was going to reduce those dues on day one. And I got a lot of pushback because of the amount of bills that we have. And so they were like, if you do this, there's a possibility that we could go and solve it. And then they also said, because the board didn't vote on it, to take it to the membership. But I was reading from something else. And so the staff here said, through the interpretation of our documents here, that in order to reduce those dues, we have to go through the board. My interpretation was, if I win the election and they knew what they voted for, then I should be able to reduce the dues. So there was some conflict. It is still in my desire to reduce these dues by 50%. But I also need to increase membership. So when people are on Facebook saying all these evil things about me, and that man named Hugh Allen tried to say, don't be so petty. See, if you allow people to keep saying all these evil things about you, they pollute the air full of evilness, and then you can't breathe. And so by doing that, that's going to prevent our union from going up in membership. Because if you remember, these so-called Local 1000 leaders, some of them, the only thing they talk about is politics, social justice, and membership. But they never tell you how they want to increase membership, how getting the non-members to become members. They never talk about that because they don't care. But it takes time to undo 13 to 20 years of status quo thinking. You just can't do it in 30 or 60 days. It's going to take a period of time.
100% agree on that. Yeah.
So I tried to answer your questions as quickly as I could on that.
Sure. Of
The
course.
dues, Unify, August 30th, and DHCS. Was that all the questions you had?
One more question. So when departments
Sure.
direct staff to go back to the office, is it 30 days that departments need to provide staff 30 days notice, or what is the time frame on that? Or is there a time frame?
I don't think there's a time frame. That, I can get back with you on that, but I don't think there's no time frame. They can bring you back. Now, I think they are giving people a couple weeks notice. Because remember, in our contract that people claim I don't read, in our contract, it talks about telecommuting, but it's at their discretion.
Right.
Okay? It doesn't even talk about emergency telecommuting. And most of these agencies don't have telecommuting. So when they get this emergency telecommuting and people realize they can work from home and still get the same amount of work done, so people are asking the question, then why bring us back? And if you say that this pandemic is so bad, then why are you bringing us back to work? Because you would avoid all this COVID test, COVID vaccination proof or COVID testing. You could avoid all of this. So when people say, don't believe in all this conspiracy stuff, the thing is this. If they had just established permanent telecommuting, and then you would have saved money in the buildings, you would have saved on the environment. And the current governor, Gavin Newsom, he had made this claim that he believed in telecommuting. But what he said is one thing. What he does is something different. And this is I don't know why he's being recalled, but this may be one of the reasons why he's being recalled. And so like I told the other lady earlier, if you believe in Gavin, or even if you don't believe in him, but you believe he's the best thing for us, then put your faith into voting for him. And don't put that negative energy out there that he cannot beat the recall. There's no guarantee that he's going to lose this. She's the first person I've heard say it openly to me that he's going to lose this recall. I've never said that. So, everyone has these strong opinions. Okay, I have to get you off the phone. So I'm going to get back to Francesca. Oh, wait, we have Carolyn, and then we'll get to Francesca, and then we'll close this out. We'll let Francesca close this out. Okay, Carolyn, thanks for calling, Diane.
Hi, Richard.
Hi, how are
Can
you?
hear me? Good.
Loud and clear.
How are you?
I'm doing great this evening. How are you?
Good. I wanted to ask you, because I just heard a previous caller discuss with you the reduction in union dues.
Yes.
So did you say that you wanted to double the amount of dues that we receive, or did I hear that correctly?
No, ma'am. Remember when I campaigned, I said on day one, we're going to reduce the dues by 50%. So that person, Diane, was still asking about the reduction of the dues. And I was talking about.
Okay, because my question is, if you're reducing the dues by half, you would have to double the amount of dues just to get the current amount that we're receiving. And that would put you at almost 100%, because we're at 50, 53, 56. 56. Okay, so 56 plus 56 is 112% membership. You can't have that because we would need more employees. And that's just to get to where we are now. So I'm just not understanding the math. So
right. So I'll say this for you really quickly, Carolyn. Reducing the dues by 50%. When you spend half of your money of Local 1000 on politics, if you stopped all your political spending, you could reduce the dues quite easily. There's always been a question about, are you sure that we spend 50% or more of our money on dues? Yes, I am. I mean, on politics. So that's a big question. And then also part of my campaign was to increase dues paying members by getting out of politics, getting our non-members who don't pay money because number one, they can't afford it. And then number two, they don't support politics. They don't want the union being about the political spending. Third thing, we have a lot of non-members. If you can increase, and we will increase our dues paying membership from our non-members, it's going to be very critical to see from which bargaining units they come from. That's very important as well. Okay, last caller. I'm sorry, go ahead, ma'am.
Can I just say one more thing? Okay, if
Sure.
you were to have 100% membership, that would not bring us to the dues that we currently have. If you were to cut them in half, like I pay 90. So if I was paying 45 and all my coworkers were paying what they pay,
Right.
we're not going to get above what we're currently receiving in
Right.
dues.
So, right, again, we can stop her. Again, when we spend half our money on politics, if you cut out that political spending, then you could reduce your dues and you'd still be okay. All right, last caller, Francesca Wander. You're back, Francesca.
Thank you.
You're very
Can
welcome.
you hear me?
Loud and clear.
First of all, Carolyn, I do want to thank you because after an hour and a half on this call, you're actually the first person who actually really discussed a matter of policy that has to do with the union and its members. The rest of this meeting has been a shouting match. Richard, I want to clarify my use of the word dangerous and be very specific. I'm sorry if that word offended you and many of the people on the call, but I agree with Hugh Allen. I think you spend the vast majority of this forum talking about yourself. You reduce this forum to a schoolyard playground where people are holding up cell phones with emojis and but, and stop crying Hugh, which is the action of a 12-year-old child. You berate your members for 15 minutes at a time and interrupt them if you don't agree with them or like what they have to say, and you coddle those who support you. If you are trying to increase membership, and I would also like to say, you are so defensive when people attack you. You, Mr. Brown, don't know the first thing about me or what I do to support my community. If you want to be a leader and build the membership of this union, you don't get there by being a bully. And being a bully is what makes you dangerous. You build a union by being a leader. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, so today was August 18th, 2021. And as you can see this evening, and this is why I do live Facebook, you see these people telling you that I'm bullying them, that I'm a bully. And we know that Black men across America, they view us as being bullies. Our voices are strong, we're direct, some of us. And we're passionate, all of us Black men. And so when they say that I'm bullying them, I'm cutting them off, they cannot speak fast enough and quick enough to be under 2 minutes, and so I'm trying to help them out. I was elected president of Local 1000. They reject my presidency. It doesn't matter what I say or what I do, they're gonna always find fault. Now, you know, last week, some stuff happened. And you can see the racist, homophobic, sexist statements that was aimed at me. They tell you that I'm not doing anything for the union. And so they say these type of statements about me to prevent the union from unifying. When you come to me with respect and love in your heart, you'll get it back 10 times. When you come at me talking funny, I'm gonna get back at you funny. You say, well, you're the president, you shouldn't act like that. This is how I acted during my election, during my campaign. I'm not trying to all of a sudden change. No, that's what you do. You change when you get into positions of power and influence. You start changing. You start acting like you're better than everyone else. You stop returning people's phone calls. You stop answering emails. I haven't changed anything. I've stayed consistent in my behavior. This is who I am. All these years, this union has been looking for a real leader. But now you have one. And just because I'm not telling you every single thing I'm doing, I'm fighting for you every single day, around the clock. And I'm making trips out of town. I'm talking to people on how to build unity in this union. But the distractors are throwing everything and anything they can at me. They tell you to pull the race card. That's a lie. I call it the way I see it. They told me to not go up to Lassen County. I went up there anyway. They tell you that I'm spending money on Tony Owens on his salary, $9,400 a month. That's a lie. They tell you that we're not going to have any SBAC and there won't be any more negotiating. That's a lie. They tell you that our contract is up in 2022. That's a lie. Lie, 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 lie. That's all they do. Because when you're going up against someone who has true destiny, you have to lie and connive to get that person out of office. And this is what they're doing, lying. But here's their problem. The whole world is seeing them. And all of our dirty laundry is being aired out before we can unify. And some of this dirty laundry has to be removed. Because they're destroying the unity in our union, the solidarity of our union. You've heard people speak passionately. They tell you that I'm a bully. That's a racist statement about black men. They tell you they're for Black Lives Matter, but they're not. See, they'll tell you anything that you want to hear when it's popular. But when the truth hits, when they have a real black man, someone from the black community that's going to challenge the status quo and fight for you, and not just for black folks, but for everybody in the union. Then they say, no, he's not the one, because he won't do like we tell him to do. He won't take our stuff. You're right, I'm not going to take your stuff. I'm not. So finally, they say they don't like that I espouse my religious beliefs. I believe in God through Jesus Christ. You don't like it? That is your freedom to not like what I say. I'm not going to tell you to look for a job somewhere else. I'm not going to tell you to jump to another union, run to another country. You know what they tell us. You don't like it here, you can move back to Africa. No. I'm going to stay right here in honor of my ancestors, and I'm going to fight for everybody in America equally. See, these videos are having a powerful effect across the country. And that's what the distractors in the union know. And they know that as long as I'm the president, the status quo is over. That's a promise. All right, I'm Richard Lewis Brown. And today, August 18th, 2021, make it a great day in the state of California. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.